Not, we can just use the old self-adjusting branch one. That might work. 14 maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's too big for 14, so it's not even a 14. So this one's a special one. I'll probably have to just use the adjustable wrench, get it done with. Here we go. I don't want to do it this way because I don't want to scrape my NCY. There we go. See that? I can only turn so much and I have to tilt it around like this. Just gotta do it carefully. There we go. It's coming. You can see how long the thread is. Okay, so this is what's supporting the engine from not having to pretty much bring the rear wheel. We're gonna see if this gives us enough clearance. I think with the real push top, we want to be really careful because you can see where the intake nipple is right there. We don't want this wheel to damage that either. So if we need to, we'll take the whole rear wheel out. I just didn't want to because then you have to move these, you know, swing arm, and that's just a lot more extra work. We're just trying to get into the head unit right now. So let's see if we could do it without it and see where it's at. Okay, almost coming. I think it's not even past the first one yet. But you can see the exhaust one, or I mean the shock ones will have a little bit slack thread. So I think this bolt was made for some shocks, rear shocks out there, but it worked perfectly. I found it in the stash of piles. So it was also a nice gunmetal color, which I kind of like to blend in with all the black. Okay, so there we go. Again, got one more after this one. Oh, this one's look like it's wanting me to support it first. The shocks look like they're going. It's just hitting the rubber. There we go. All right, we got that one off, so we'll leave this here. And now it's time to see what happens here. Okay, so this one's ready to go loose. It's ready to go loose on this now. Okay, let's go ahead and take the other one off, and this should lower the engine enough for us to work on it. This is the last one, and I believe this socket might be an 8mm or a 10mm. Let's go get our socket here. Let's bring the 8mm as well. And where's our other socket for our small ratchet? Huh. Let's see first if it's, oh yeah, it's 10mm. Okay, let's go and find it. Thought we had it when we were taking off the battery, maybe. Maybe we left it in the, I think we might have left it in the casing. Or no, it's right here. Just haven't found the right one. Okay, it's 10mm. Okay. Yep. You want to take off your breather crankcase hose here. You don't want to damage it. Just twist it out of the way there. Put our socket in. I just kind of, we're getting like a, I think we're getting a uni breather coming in, so we can make the end looks even nicer. Okay, so we'll crack this open. See there? This actually doesn't have too much playroom because it doesn't want to go too long because it'll hit this right here. So it worked out for us. And this again might be the last one, so I want to make sure I have both hands ready, because if I need to grab this and support it, I'm ready to do that. So let me go and set this camera down here. You can see me just finishing up on that. There we go. Now once this is off, then it's going to fly downward, so I want to make sure nothing else might be preventing it. So yeah, these are probably the two main bolts that you need to take off to drop your engine. And we're going to need something to actually maybe lift up the engine more, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this is going to work. I usually take the engine completely off, so I usually work with the engine out of the bike, so this is probably the only time I actually see. Because I remember having to lift up the scooter frame here in order to get the shocks in, so I'm thinking it's going to be reversed. But this just gives us enough clearance to look at that head. We're good. Or take out the whole head cylinder. Oh, this is going forever, huh? I wonder if it needs something to help it pop out, maybe. If it's not screwing it. I feel like it's supposed to just pop out now. So I think it's actually just being screwed on by weight. So let me see if get a pair of maybe something, you know, you don't want to get braze the thing. So let me see if I can get a pair of pliers to pull it out. But I'll pull it out gently with my you know, shop rag here. So you want to put a shop rag. Put a shop rag, but you want to see what you're working on. Okay, so we're gonna put a shop rag here. I'm gonna try to get the shop rag in there, and then I'm just gonna push against something, the frame. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so now I got some more thread here. I think I might be able to screw out some more. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the thread looks like it's needed to some more places to pull itself out. There you go. Looks like it's just digging into the bushings now. Hello. You got a package. Oh, all right. Maybe my package came in. What's it got? All right. You gonna sign it?
No, you're good.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right,
Perfect. See what's in here. Check it out. Oh, you know what this is? It's actually some stators and stuff I ordered. So let's see what we got. Feels like Christmas time here. All right, here we go. Open this up. Here we go. We're gonna get it open, and we're gonna find out exactly what's in here. There we go. This might be actually my OKO carburetor Uni Filter. Look at that, beautiful, right? Coming from NCY store. I like it. Yep, NCY store, right there. Okay, NCY store. So there it goes. Got everything in here that we need. And we got our OKO carburetor. Beautiful. And we're gonna go ahead and have this installed. But first of all, we're gonna still stick with the NCY CVT 30mm carb because we want to see how that one works out the best. Awesome. And I believe, yep, this is our 12-pole stator, and we need to actually replace it. We already have this on hand. Beautiful, shinier one. So this 12 poles because it's DC. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. That's all we really need. And then here's the breather I was just talking about right now. So yeah, we're gonna put that one in here. Be a nice little addition to it. So, and then I believe the jets might be somewhere in here too. We ordered some jets as well. So let's see if the jets are in here. Yep. Here's the jets. Oh, by the way, I recommend the jets are for PWK. They can actually share the same slow jet. They're about 5mm thread. So you can use a 42 pretty much slow jet on a CVK carb or a PWK carb. Now, however, the main jets are different. So you actually have to use the PWK jets for a PWK carburetor like the OKO one. Now, if you have the CVK one, you'll need a different main jet for that one. For 180 plus, they recommend going to a 42 on the slow jet or AKA pilot jet. And then on the main jet, go to a 125. Now on the other one, on the 171 big bore kit, is recommended PWK or CVK go with anywhere between 38 to 40 on the slow idle jet, and about maybe a little bit richer, I guess, maybe about 138 or so on the main jet. So that's just want to share with you on that one. I might be crisscrossing it, but yeah, 42 and 125 PWK, CVK on the 180 plus, and then on 171cc, go with a jet of maybe anywhere between, I believe it's 32 or 38 pilot jet, and then maybe about, I believe maybe close to about one. I think it will be too rich though, but let me go and check on that one as well to make double check. I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone told me to put that in there. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the carburetor later. And then the stator just as a backup if we need to. And we also got some Viton seals here, great Viton seals. And there we go. So now let's go ahead and get the finally removed here. I'm gonna take my cloth. Okay, there we go. I pulled it out with my bare hands. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna need two hands just to make sure I support the scooter. And hopefully if the nose tilts forward, we did our job right. So here we go. And then also make sure we support our gas nozzle here. So this one's already loose right here on this side, so we don't have to worry about that one. Making sure this one here is loose. Now we got the weight of the Gibby as well, so I gotta be really, really careful. There you go, I'm knocking it out. It's very tight in there. Okay, so I might need to pull a little bit. Let me get a little bit more leverage. So I'm gonna pull. And you hopefully see the engine kind of. I'm gonna lift up a little bit. I'm gonna lift up on the frame a little bit so you can see me lift. Oh boy, this bolt is also in the way. I guess it's for extra security, huh? So let's see if this takes the same. Actually, it screws out. It's loose already, so that was convenient. Okay, we'll put that along with our exhaust bolts. All right. Cool. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. All right. So there you can see. So you can see that I'm tilting the scooter. Now, if I'm pushing it down like right now here. So I'm holding this right here. I'm just kind of laying it down. You see that how the head bounces downward. So that's what we want. We want to just be able to get that out of the way. I'm actually rocking. I hope the oil may be coming out a little bit more. No, that's good. All right, so this is it. So I think it worked. So we're gonna go ahead and lower it that way. Leave these off the hook. Make sure we get our bolts here. And we're gonna go ahead and put it nicely in our area there so we don't lose any of our bolts. Got a lot of tools laying around now. It's starting to get messy. Okay, so we'll put it here with the other section of bolts. So we know this is all that we're working on. All right, so how we're gonna keep this down to be another, so here we go. See if I'm pushing on the bike frame, this lowers enough here where we can teeter-tot our way. So I think this might work just fine. You can see it's yanking on this hose. So we're gonna start dismantling the hose line for the crank ventilation. Pull that, or I'm gonna try to anyway. This sharp thing is getting in my way a little bit. All right, let's see. There we go. Give it a good more tug. There we go. The crank ventilation line is off. We're gonna go and get our 8mm socket. Let's go and open that up. Before we do that, let's go and make sure we retighten all our drain bolts here. Then we gotta clean it up first, I guess. So we can either clean this up first now, put it in there so that way no more excessive oil, just kind of residue drizzle out. And when we can focus on catching all the oil that might come out of this one right here. So let me see if we can do that way. So let's go and clean up those bolts here. I'll get a clean shop rag. That's probably the best way to do it. And then we'll screw it back in. Here we go. All right. So let's go and concentrate on the first ones first. This bolt right here, our other side of the crank. Okay, so we'll clean that out. A little oil on it is okay. I mean, clean with the oil in there is fine because it's clean oil. It's not like dirty oil. So give it a good thorough clean. Wipe it really good. If you really want to clean it out even more, you can get some brake cleaner and air it out, clean it like that way too. But this should be good. It's almost ready to screw back in. All right, there we go. We're gonna put catch whatever little residue coming out before this goes in. Should have got my socket ready. Also, we're gonna install a decompression tube too, by the way. that'll help release some of the engine ventilation. It's not going to do anything if you have a high compression piston, which it has to have a balance. You know, high compression doesn't mean it's entirely a good thing. You do want compression, but you don't want extreme compression, where it's just too much compression. And there is a compression tester tool you can put into your spark plug socket and test that one out. And all kinds of stuff you could test on the ratio of proper air and fuel mixture through the exhaust as well. Yeah, I don't have the socket on hand on this side, so let's go ahead and get that socket on there real quick. And you can see me, I'm turning it with my hand, but it goes only so far. It's 17 millimeter back. And again, you want to give this a good tight, okay? Because if you don't, it's going to leak oil, and that's not something you want. Just a little drop or anything like that. You don't want that. So it's going to be righty-tighty now. Oh, gosh, I didn't even change the head socket. Let me go and get the 17 millimeter one. I had the 12 millimeter one still on there. That was brilliant. Awesome. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Righty tighty. Actually, you could do a little bit more by hand before you go all the way. I'm sorry. I got confused. I went to the left. Or am I still going to the left? I was going to the right. Okay, here we go. Now it's tight. Can't tell. Now it's tight, but it's not tool tight yet. So here we go. We're going to do it by hand, tool tight. You want to go maybe about 25 foot-pounds. So it's good to get a torque to do it. So I'm going to go and get a torque now. After we get it to there, we're going to set our torque to about 25 foot-pounds. I need extension. Find extension for it. I have the extension for the big socket, but I don't have extension for the going to the bigger one. That's interesting. I had torque for everything. Extension I'm looking for. Okay, there it goes. Alright, I think I found the extension. Okay. I have to use the extension here to kind of jump it. There we go. This is the extension I was looking for. This right here had the small one. See there? So I have to put the extension to jump to the big one, so I can jump to the extension of this size one. There we go. So I can jump to the extension of this size one with this, so it's all ready. There we go. So you want to set it to 25 foot-pounds. I'm not sure you know how to use a torque here, but this is how you do it. So you kind of 25 foot-pounds. So this is measured in inches. So you want to do a conversion. So 25 foot-pounds, I believe it's going to be. There we go. Top of my head, I don't know, to be honest with you. Here, inch pounds. You have to convert it. I believe it's somewhere around, could be about 90 or 80 if I remember. Okay, we're gonna zero it out. Zero out there. Okay, let's see how this one does. Okay. All right, that's good. Here we go. You don't want it too tight again. Ken, this is aluminum, so you want to be really careful with it. But it's as tight as can be. You don't want to over tighten it. I heard the clicking noise on the torque, and there has a washer, right? The washer's just just like almost digging into it, but it still has enough room there for its actual real surface. See that, the washer, it's not really digging into the areas where it needs to dig, but we just don't want to go further. There we go. So that one's there secure. Let's go and clean up the rest and finish up on tightening up all this. We'll leave this all here. We just bring our 17mm socket and our torque wrench again. Actually, with this one, you probably want to just hand tighten it. You don't even use a torque, just to make sure you actually hand tighten it. But if you don't feel specific comfortable, you can set to torque to 25 foot-pounds. So let's go and clean this one off. It's our nice. You see the magnets like right there in there. Again, we're not really having to clean it seriously because this is good oil still. We haven't even cranked the engine over for it. So it's gonna mix this 1540 a little bit oil with the residue of 1540 with the new oil that's gonna be 1040. It's just a different thickness and temperature tolerance. Here we go. Nice Prima shine again. Beautiful. All right, so we got that one there. Okay. I'm afraid to set it down because I don't want to get anything on it, so I'll make sure I rip a little piece off here. And this one's going back in there. You can do a little bit, just kind of brushel it. I'm gonna make sure don't leave any of your dirt or fiber residue in here. Put the finger in there. Try to get as much as I can. Any dirt that might have laid on it. Still a nice screen mesh. You can tell by the color. These are not that expensive to replace. Then we have the final one. That's our spring here. We're going to bring it to the other side and we're going to install it. Making sure there's no like grits or sand or debris built up on it. Okay. So there we go. Got that. Goes like an upside down Christmas tree. Oh, the magnet probably popped out for me, so I might as well clean it separately. Grit here. Want to inspect your rubber sealed again. Make sure they're good. They're not torn or worn. You can replace those. All right, so we got that one in there. Put that in there. Magnet has to go perfectly in there. There we go. Again, this is going to be like almost like an upside down Christmas tree, I say, with the nipple, because penetrated by the magnet there on the bottom, like a donut hole. Okay, let's go and bring this over, and we'll bring our socket over too. Just carry it over here. Okay, almost done. And when we're refilling it, then we'll put our 750 milliliter. Make sure there's 200 milliliter left in the quart. All right, so how we install this one is, you can see here, little drizzle there. Drizzle on the bottom there, you can see. So we're gonna get